We've had 2 good practices. They were intense. Our guys were really engaged, really focused on fundamentals. A lot more individual than you would in the middle of a game week, which has been really good. We really slowed things down. Worked some special teams. Did the same thing. A lot of individual technique, a lot of competition. Able to film it and really evaluate, work on technique, and even got some punts against the wind.
Proud of that.
Gus, you talk about having a plan going forward. Do you anticipate any personnel kind of changes?
You know, I wouldn't say anything major, but you know, there's some things that we're going to look at, you know, moving forward about different things in all 3 phases.
Is it tougher making decisions like that, considering you're halfway through the season, you guys, what you've done, and I mean, obviously you can't install a lot of new stuff. Yeah. Does it make it tougher at all?
Well, you just, you know, you want to build upon what you've already established. And in all 3 phases, we've done some good things, you know, throughout the first 6 games. So, you know, you're just always trying to get better, whether it's little wrinkles schematically, whether it's possible personnel in certain situations, and, you know, you're always trying to improve.
Have you allowed Jermaine Whitehead to go back to practice and start practicing?
He's not been a part of anything. Nothing's changed.
How's Braden looked, kind of getting a look inside of guard? He had a chance to do some of that this week?
Yeah, he has. Of course, you know, he's played some left tackle. He's played some tight end. I also wanted to look at him at guard, and we've kind of been doing that this week. But, you know, he's a young man that has a lot of talent. And, you know, he's shown that the moment's not going to be too big for him. And, you know, we think he's ready to play. So, you know, he's got the ability to do all 3 at this point.
Ready to play, Gus, but ready to start?
I'm not ready to say that, but, you know, he played some big downs, especially on third down short package, you know, last game, and you know, he graded out overall pretty good.
Does it help keeping him on the left side of things to kind of have that at least that same side
mentality? Yeah, there's no doubt about that. You know, with the no huddle thing, try to keep you on the same side. That definitely helps. But you know, he's a smart guy. He's a very talented physical guy, and you know, the fact that we played him the last game right here, got some significant time, and he showed that, you know, he can be a part of the depth situation, which, you know, we're fixing to enter the grind, you know, and have 6 games, and it's going to be some very physical games too, so it's always good to have some depth, and we're getting more confidence with him, you know, each practice.
Gus, Hugh Freeze said that they have not played as fast this year because he did a study in the summer and found that they were getting a higher percentage of bad plays when they tried to go fast. Have you seen anything like that? And you guys haven't played maybe as fast as sometimes in the past?
You know, when we get our tempo going, you know, I'd say when we get our tempo going at the rhythm, I mean, we really feel good about playing fast. A lot of our problems have been getting started and not getting that initial first down or anything like that. But no, that's who we are. I mean, you know, each coach does evaluation of their team, you know, in the off season and all that. But we like to put the hammer down.
Yes, obviously you have new players, different, you know, figures this year compared to last year offensively, but it seems like the offense has kind of shifted at times this year. Has that been by design, or is that just kind of necessity?
Shifted
well, as far as a little bit more, obviously more to pass. It looks like sometimes you go directly to that instead of working the run first.
Yeah, you know, it's just, it depends on your opponent, and you know, we want to be balanced. We talked about that. You know, we're different than we were last year. Personnel, we lost some guys, we added some guys. So you know, we're working to be efficient in both areas. So that's probably what you've seen from time to time.
Are you closer to knowing if Patrick Miller's going to be able to return to the
starting line? He's out practicing. Of course, he practiced last week too. Like I said, we felt like he could play in an emergency situation. He's better this week than he was last week, but we'll just see, you know, as it gets into next week about, you know, how healthy he is and all that.
Everything all right with Gabe and Jonathan Mincy? They left in the second half, didn't come back?
Yeah, both those guys will be okay.
Gus, you're halfway through the season. How have you felt with the way the whole stuff with Daniel Carlson, as far as how many kind of kicks he's been getting, and how you like it?
You know, I think overall he's done an excellent job. You we're asking a lot of him. And, you know, he's made some big kicks in all three phases. You know, kickoff, I mean, he kicks most of them in the end zone, whether it's against the wind or with the wind. Punting wise, he's done a solid job. And then, you know, as far as making a big kick, he made a big kick. We put the pressure on him in the fourth quarter when it was 4th down and 2, and we were trying to get within 2 scores, and we put all the pressure on him, and he responded, you know, like a champ. So, you know, we're real happy with the way that, you know, he's got off to a good start the first half of the season.
Guys, if I could ask one more Whitehead question. Do you say nothing's changed right now? Could it change before the game?
It's possible, but right now it hadn't.
How about Nick Ruffin? How pleased have you been with the way he's made it?
You know, he's not playing like a true freshman. I mean, you know, he's getting real confidence, and the thing that's impressed me is his tackling. You know, he's a physical guy that doesn't mind sticking his nose in there, and you know, he's really smart too. So that definitely helps.
Yes. Now that you've kind of had time to evaluate the first half, where do you feel like Nick and the passing game are? That's kind of where you'd like to see him.
Well, I mean, I think at times we've really been clicking, and then of course at other times, you know, you can tell we've been a little bit off. I mean, it's just a matter of being more consistent. I know this week has been really good for us. Really went back to just the basics of just our base pass game, the timing of everything, different looks, and you can really slow down, and you're not trying to scheme up an opponent or predict how they're going to play. You can just kind of worry about the timing of your base passing game. So I know that's really helped us the last 2 days, and really hoping that'll show and pay off on the consistency part in the second half.
During fall camp, you had spoken about how you were hoping that Nick would be able to come in early in the week, particularly on Monday, spend some time on film, like Ryan Applin has done with you guys. Has he been able to do that?
Yes, he definitely has.
Yes, we heard today from Steve Shaw, the head of officials for the SEC, said y'all had a kind of a longer conversation after review of the film, the plays y'all sent in. What went into that? I guess, were you happy with his responses? You know, every week as coaches, you submit certain plays and all that, and really the main goal is just to get the interpretation so you can coach your guys up better for the next time or whatever. So, you know, I wouldn't read too much more into that. I mean, that's an every week deal, and so. Were you content with what Steve's told you? Or? Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best. I mean, he's going to tell you, you know, how he sees it and all that, and that's just the way you do it.
Emil President was a guy who, especially a year ago, was much further down the depth chart in that rotation on the defensive line. Even entering this season, not much, I don't think back to fall camp, much of us expected much from Emil, but he stepped up. He's now starting games. What have you seen from him just to be able to go from a guy who's pretty far down the depth chart to now starting game? Well, he's been very consistent, and you know, he's a very physical young man. He's really made some really good physical plays. He's a tough guy. He's a smart guy, and he's earned it. And so, you know, that's, from a coach's standpoint, that really makes you feel good when you got a guy that really has been consistent and earned his way out there.
Gus, I know that you answered a question today on the teleconference about the whole autograph stuff, and I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, Jimbo Fisher said that with the way this is kind of going, that he might be for just not letting guys sign anything. Is this stuff with Gurley and Winston, does that change your take on whether guys be able to sign stuff?
We always educate our guys on the cans and can't do, but we always want our guys to be fan-friendly and engage in that.
Gus, would you be willing to sign or bring a player into the program who has a warrant outstanding for his arrest?
You know, each individual different, situation is different, and it just depends. But, I mean, obviously, we want to bring top-notch guys in that, you know, represent us in the right way.
You guys want to talk about Duke Williams for the second half of the season. Do you think he's got the potential to play at even a higher level than he has so far?
Yeah, he's really talented. There's no doubt about that.
The tip passes in the Mississippi State game, are most of those protection more so than just the guy getting his hands up?
Yeah, you know, there was a couple different things. You know, there was one time that we felt like it was probably a protection deal. The other time we just got to do a better job. And there was one time on the backside we were expecting him to close down on a zone read right there, and he ran up on the field, just made a good play, and we put the quarterback in a bind. But I'd say there's 3 different, you know, scenarios.